Masters table. Masters table.
Master elements.
Masters table. Masters table.
Racism, white supremacy is a dynamic system for the ultimate purpose of white genetic survival on the planet. White supremacy.
You are in an evil system, a system that is designed deliberately to produce evil thoughts, to produce animosity, to produce violence.
Introduction to African civilizations and man-garden civilization.
Master elements. Master elements.
We dedicate lives to the study of history.
They didn't tell us that if you give up the man, you're going to take one of these things and it's worse and it will destroy your nation.
The right way is clearly distinct from error.
Racism is a competitive relationship between groups of people who are competing for the ownership and control of resources, wealth, and power.
It's the Ticket Plug. We've been running an online ticket business for over a decade, and now we've created an easy way for you to do the same thing through our private ticket resale community. Joining our community will give you a way to flip your bread and generate profit income consistently. We provide you with all the tools, training, and resources needed to start your life-changing online ticket business. Zero experience needed. To join our ticket resale community, go to thetickettrap.com. Again, go to thetickettrap.com. That's thetickettrap.com.
And those Africans have to be organized to fight for their liberation.
GW Apparel, a clothing that speaks. Something for the kings, something for the queens. Visit uptsites.com and use promo code SLDG22 and receive 11% off your order. Peace.
Yeah, like that. Let's see what's in the God's mind. Listen.
Peace, family. Hey, let me hear something.
That's my line.
Peace, family. What's good? Welcome to another episode of Sincere Love, the Godcast. I am the God Sincere Love, and we are back once again. I am here with my lovely co-host, Nicety Girl. What's going on, everybody?
Hot.
Still hot out there? Y'all still in the heat wave?
We're still in the heat wave. We had power outages because of the heat. You know,
Y'all had no earthquakes?
We had not this weekend, just power outages due to the heat. They're telling us basically not to run our air, which just can't happen. Like
What?
Yeah, because of the power outages and stuff. Talking about keeping it at a 78. That's hot. It's already 105. Actually Friday was 111 on Friday. But they're telling us to keep the air off till a certain time. No, you can't. There's no way. You would die.
Man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
111?
111. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what? I ain't never been in those type of temperatures before. I don't even know.
Oh, well, you don't want to go to Vegas in the summertime, because in Vegas, where my sister lives, literally it can get up to 120. The most I've been in is like 118, and you don't want to go outside. Yeah. Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, that's different for sure.
Yeah.
That's different right there.
Yeah.
Man, but we here though. Welcome everybody. Come on up in here. And make sure that you hit that like button as you're coming on up in here. when you hit the like button, that helps to boost our video into the YouTube algorithm. And it also helps to make sure that people who are subscribed to us on YouTube get the notification bells when we go live. So definitely need everybody hit that like button. If you're watching us on Facebook, hit the like button over there as well. Share this out on your social media platforms. Let everybody know that we are live right now. And if you're not already, subscribe to us on YouTube. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you could be reminded whenever we go live with new episodes of Sincere Love the Godcast. We do this on a weekly basis, usually at Sundays around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're a little late today.
Will be.
That's around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Time. We have our weekly chop up where we get into what's going on in the world as it pertains to what's going on in Black society. But I was running around a little bit today, you know what I'm saying? Me and Seb just came from the library. They got a nice library in my area over here. It's my first time going there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start going there more often though. It's pretty cool. But now we here with y'all.
Yep.
Shout out to Virgo Venom in the building. What's going on?
Let me say hi. Hey, Virgo. I'm in the chat with y'all. Hey, Virgo.
And so, I'm still fasting, y'all.
Uh-oh.
Remember last Sunday I was on the fast, and so this the way I'm doing it because I'm doing this for the whole month. So every Sunday I'm gonna do no food all day.
Oh.
No food all day. So I have my last meal Saturday evening, and I won't eat again until Monday evening. Till Monday evening. But I am juicing though. So basically I'm juicing. Some people don't call it a fast. It's a juicing, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, and so after that, throughout the week, I do intermittent fasting. So basically 1 meal a day.
Right.
I'll have my first meal 5 p.m. or my only meal 5 p.m. between 5 and 7. I don't eat no later than 7 p.m. You know what I mean? And
how you holding up? How you feel?
I feel great. I lost 8 pounds.
Dang. In a week?
In a week.
Wow.
I lost 8 pounds. Plus I've been getting it in the gym and all of that.
Right. Sweating.
Went and climbed up Stone Mountain one day last week and then went to the gym right after that. So I've been getting it in heavy. And it's like, with the fasting and all that. Thank you, son. With the fasting and all that, you would think you wouldn't have as much energy, but you actually have more energy.
Mm-hmm.
You actually have more energy. You know what I'm saying?
Because
like even
you're burning off all the bad stuff, you think that is? So you're,
It's because the damn food that we eating, like that nigga-itis shit is real. Like I don't get lethargic throughout the day at all. Like even though I get up, do the same routine in the morning, take my son to school, then I go hit the gym. And like I said, so Wednesday, I dropped him off at school. I went and did Stone Mountain. Then I went straight to the gym. I did like an hour and a half in the gym. Went to work. And Wednesday, it's not that busy. You know what I'm saying? And so usually on days when it's not that busy, I'm sitting in my chair scrolling on my phone or whatever. I'll be nodding off, falling asleep and shit. I couldn't fall asleep if I wanted to that day.
Energized.
Energy is just way higher. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how I've been feeling the whole week. Like it wasn't really too difficult to do the fast at all. First week, I ain't have no headaches. You know what I'm saying? I'm sleeping good. Like everything smooth. So I'm gonna rock out the whole month of September. And then from there, just keep it clean. Keep it clean and start fasting more regularly. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to drop like 20, 25 pounds. I was saying in the next, 60 to 90 days, but it looked like probably in the first month, I'll probably drop the 20 pounds.
Probably do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Just doing it like I'm doing it, it's like a pound a day just falling off. So
yeah.
So I feel good, man. Like 1 in the 10th. 1 in the 5th. 7 said it's 1 in the 5th. That's his math.
Oh, okay.
I'm losing 1 in the 5th pounds per day ish.
And of course, 7 has to be right and exact. So
right.
I'm with the math.
Right. You always got to be right and exact with the mathematics. And speaking of 7, y'all make sure y'all go to godcastbooks.com.
Yep.
Let me get my banner up here. Make sure y'all go to godcastbooks.com and order your copy of Seven the Super Hate Rule. This is volume 1, Seven's Big Move. You know what I mean? Godcastbooks.com. Go get your book right now. And don't worry, fam. We still working. We still working.
Heavy,
Putting everything together for the next couple of volumes for y'all. All of that is coming soon. Y'all stay tuned. We cooking. We in the kitchen.
We in the kitchen.
We in the kitchen with it. And
so
plus
Seven, the CEO, you know what I'm saying? He wants everything perfect. So we have to run the approval back, through him and stuff. So, we had to kind of go back on some things because the CEO, you know what I'm saying, wanted some alterations done. So be patient, but we got y'all.
Yeah. We getting it right for y'all.
We are.
We getting it right for y'all. It's gonna have some nice content for the babies, man.
Yep. Excited. So
this is
before
actually
we get into
the first thing I ingested today, actually, by the way.
Is that watermelon?
Yeah, it's watermelon, cantaloupe. Watermelon, cantaloupe, ginger, and a little bit of lemon.
So before we get into the topics of the day, Kendrick Lamar.
Yes.
Super Bowl 2025.
Yes.
Are we surprised?
Yes.
Are we surprised? I'm not surprised.
Not really.
Right.
Not really. Not really. Not really.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of hyped. Shit, I don't even watch football. I don't give a damn about Super Bowl normally, but I'm watching that one. Goddamn.
I'm watching a halftime show at least.
Yeah, I'm tuning in to see K. Dot.
Right, and I hope he do it 5 times, not like us 5 times again.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy. Nah, Kendrick, man, he really is. And I've been saying this for a long time. He's one of the greatest rap performers of all time. And when I say one of the greatest, I'm talking about like top 2 or 3.
Wow.
Ain't too many people in the category with Kendrick when it comes to performing. Like he's a real artist and he's a perfectionist, and you could just tell that he rehearses over and over and over again, and he just has great ideas and obviously a great team to bring everything together and make it do what it do. He's not one of them niggas that just get on stage with a bunch of hype men on stage and just start rapping. Like he give you a real show, a real performance. He's a showman. So that's gonna be epic.
I remember the first time that I saw him or heard his name was on the BET Cypher. Like he really didn't have a name or anything like that. But when he did his, and I was like, and at the end, he was like King Kendrick. And I was like, who is this nigga? And they were saying like he's from Compton. You know what I'm saying? I'm right here. I grew up in Linwood, which is basically Compton. You know what I'm saying? We're just like literally neighbors. And so I was like, who is this dude? You know what I'm saying? Like he stuck out to me doing that cipher during that time at the BET Awards. So that's when I first heard of Kendrick. Who would you like to see him kind of bring out with him?
K-Dot. Who K-Dot gonna bring out, man? It's gonna be interesting.
Right.
Yeah, he does have a lot of big collaborations.
Mm-hmm.
So it really could be any and everybody. I mean, I'm not gonna be surprised to see Dr. Dre.
I don't want to see Dre for some. I mean, love Dre for as far as the West Coast is concerned, but because Dre was at his Amazon type show, and then Dre just did the Super Bowl with
but it'll probably be something like that. I don't think he's gonna perform like rap, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna show up in some capacity, even if it's just, like he did. I See Dead People, like he did at the What's the Name show. Or just behind the keyboard or something. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Dr. Dre on stage because he's pretty much, more or less responsible for Kendrick's career. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know, man.
I don't know. See him bring DJ Quick.
Okay.
Only because the West Coast, the Compton thing, I just feel like.
But here's the thing.
What?
And I was just about to bring this up because the Super Bowl is in New Orleans.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl is in New Orleans, so it's not really a West Coast thing.
I understand.
What I'm saying? But, and so Lil Wayne's manager put out.
I saw that.
They feeling a little salty in the Lil Wayne camp, being that it is in New Orleans. And Lil Wayne is Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Lil Wayne is definitely Lil Wayne. And so I guess they was trying to get Lil Wayne to do the halftime show. Mm-hmm. And so his manager put out a statement. He said, confused, disappointed, angry, but most of all, inspired. Will never again be in a position or have the GOAT in a position where we are at the mercy of someone else's decision. We will make the decisions. So they probably was trying to work with Rock Nation because, you know, Rock Nation, JP and them is responsible for the talent with the NFL and all of that. So they probably was trying to work with Rock Nation to get Wayne the headline, and they chose to go with Kendrick, which
because he's hot right now, kind of hot.
Kendrick Lamar, yeah, you know, Lil Wayne is not as hot as he once was, but that kind of doesn't matter either. Lil Wayne would have been a good pick still.
But I would love to see him pull up, though. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see Kendrick make him a part of the show. Actually, Ty and I were talking about that, you know, this morning. So when I say I would love to see DJ Quick, I would love to see DJ Quick there just, you know, for the optics of it. And I just love his music. I love Quick. I'm a fan. But yeah, I also was going to say I will hope that Kendrick does bring out Lil Wayne. Like, I feel like that would actually add a little bit more fuel as it pertains to the Drake dissing. So I think it'll be epic in that way as well.
Yeah, but it sounds to me, you know, just based on the statement from Wayne's manager and all that, it sounds to me like that's probably what Kendrick and, you know, whoever was involved, Rock Nation and all that, that sound like probably the direction they want to go in. Like, we're gonna have Kendrick headline, but we do want to bring Lil Wayne out. And they probably like, bring me out. Like, yeah, if I ain't headline, and gonna bring me out in Louisiana? Yeah. You know, so they probably felt the way about that. So it's like, probably
that's kind of disrespectful, huh?
Yeah, it's probably not gonna go down like that. You know what I mean? Niggas got egos and shit. You know what I mean? It's respect at a certain level, but at the same time, it's like, nigga, you know what I mean?
It's my city.
Yeah. So I don't know. That would be cool though. You know, as a fan, I would like to see him bring out Wayne. He's always shown major respect to Wayne.
Right.
Throughout his career. You know what I mean? Wayne is obviously a big inspiration to him. So it would be cool to see him bring him out. But Quick, I don't even think him and Quick ever worked together. I can't think of nothing off top. Okay. Quick might have produced the song here. I don't know. Nothing that I could think of though. Y'all let me know in the chat. Did Quick ever produce a record for Kendrick?
I just want Quick to come out and do a classic. That's it. Just because it's Quick. I love DJ Quick. I was actually looking at Dewan B's timeline and saw that he was at a live performance of Quick's last night. And he performed behind a live band. I'm like, Dewan, if you don't start telling me about these concerts, because I don't be in a loop like that. But anyway, this shit was just fire. I love Quick, period. I just love him.
What records did which records did Quick do for Kendrick? Ish? Shout out to my brother Ishmael in the chat. Which records? I can't think off the top of anything that Quick did. But y'all let me know. Let me know what I'm forgetting about. But yeah, I don't know. He got records with all of the who's. He could bring out anybody. So it's gonna be interesting to see what the choices are to get who he gets to rock with him. But it might be a solo mission. You know, he's actually the first solo rapper to headline.
Oh wow, okay.
You know, usually he's not the first rapper, but usually it's like a bunch of different artists and rappers come out, you know what I mean? But he's the first solo rapper to headline the Super Bowl. So
we all should tag him and tell him to bring out DJ Quick. I'm asking the family to do this for me. This is really for me. I'm going to tag him myself on Instagram as well as Twitter. And I ask that you guys all do it the same. Flood him. Let's just flood him. He has to bring out DJ Quick. Has to.
Yeah. I don't know. I gotta think about who I think would actually be like a major, like, oh shit, you know what I mean?
DJ Quick.
I don't know, not for me.
Yes.
Quick can stay home and watch the game as far as I'm concerned. Don't make sense. If it was in LA or it was on the West Coast, that would be a little different. But just because it's Kendrick, like I don't see no other.
Boosie from Louisiana.
Right.
Master P, of course.
Master P.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. And
Yes.
actually, before they made this announcement, I heard P has something to do with developing the halftime show.
For Louis. Oh.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I just seen that the other day before this announcement about Kendrick came out. I just seen that Master P was involved somehow. So maybe we might get some No Limit.
Okay, maybe. Which would be dope. Come on,
Yeah,
who wasn't saying back in the day? Come on now.
yeah. Now,
Yes.
that's a good idea, Ish, because we've never seen that before. Some type of collaborative thing with No Limit and Cash Money on stage together in New Orleans would
Yes.
be epic. And that's some
With
that's some,
DJ Quick.
oh, but that's real Kendrick ish to do right there.
Right.
You know, we seen what he did, you know, this past summer on the West Coast, bringing all the gangs together and all of that, showing the solidarity and all of that stuff. That would be very K dot ish to do. Yeah, that would be crazy right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good one. I'm going with that idea ish.
With DJ Quick. Listen, DJ Quick can literally just walk on for like 3 minutes, do one of his classic, you know, they do their little bro hug, you know, give each other dap, you know what I'm saying, wearing all red.
Miss Cali Country.
Yes.
Look, and we be having these DJ Quick conversations, and I know y'all probably feel like I'm being disrespectful, but I'm not. I like Quick. I respect Quick.
I love Quick.
Especially as a producer. But
yes.
DJ Quick, and y'all, am I wrong? DJ Quick
you're wrong.
DJ Quick does not have a internationally known record that comes on and everybody knows. He don't have one.
Oh crap!
He's produced on a lot of them. He's produced on a lot of them, but a DJ Quick song, his own song. What song do DJ Quick got that people know all around the world? He don't got one of those. No, y'all know them because you out there on the West Coast. You know his songs.
Yeah, DJ Quick has to come on. It
People
just
around
is
the world
what it is.
Songs
they
like
both
that.
need to come out flamed up and red. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, he got catalog, but he don't have no massive hits. He doesn't.
He does.
He does not. He does not got that one signature song. Coolio got a bigger songs than DJ Quick.
No.
Everybody knows Coolio songs. His couple songs.
Listen, Quick has a catalog.
He got 2 songs that everybody knows. Now, can he fuck with Quick's catalog? Absolutely not. But Quick doesn't have that song that everybody knows. He don't got it.
But listen, he on the West Coast, for those that's here on the West, and even his friends that are not, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna know a song. Bring Quick out, do that classic one, and just do y'all bro hug. You know what I'm saying? Doing it for the culture, doing it for Compton. You know what I'm saying? And just go, and that's fine for me. That's enough for me. I just want to see him on the stage. You know what I'm saying? Rocking his perm. And that's it.
Tim, don't nobody know them songs, Tim.
I know the born and raised in. Are you crazy?
Crown 808 in the building.
Thank you, Crown 808.
That song, Crown. Don't nobody know.
Because I love black. I got to have it. Just like a rabbit. Black.
Yes, he's one of
the
all time. Yes, he's one of the greatest producers and just sound people, period. Because he's an engineer and all of that. Yeah, he's one of the greatest. But he just doesn't have a signature song.
Yes, he does.
Like, what is it? What's the song?
They naming them in the chat. All of them.
Songs.
All of them.
Nobody knows them songs. I promise you.
They do. They do.
Matter of fact, y'all be having me on this DJ Tonight plays all over the world.
Tonight.
Nah, Knowledge Born. No.
Yes, Knowledge Born.
Right.
Leave Knowledge Born to know. He know what he's talking about.
DJ Quick's biggest hit.
Okay,
that's
he's more than top 20. Come on.
That's the one, Knowledge Born. Now let's see where it charted at. Let's see where Tonight charted at. Hold on. DJ Quick tonight highest chart position. Y'all got it. Y'all making it look like I'm hating on Quick, and I'm not. The highest.
I get it because you're an East Coaster.
It charted at number 49 on Billboard. That's the highest. That's his biggest record. His biggest record.
Enough for us. We want to see Quick.
I'm just telling you, he don't got no worldwide hits.
Bro.
Dance Tonight with Lucy Pearl. That was probably bigger than his own song.
That's fine. Get on there and do that. I want to see his presence there.
Bigger than his own song. His biggest song was number 49. All right, next conversation, man. Because y'all not gonna have me on here. Y'all not gonna have me on here making it seem like I'm shitting on Quick. Shout out to K Dot. You know what I mean? The Super Bowl is gonna be epic. The Super Bowl halftime show is gonna be epic. Hope Lil Wayne, don't be in his feelings and they work something out.
I didn't know he produced "Justify My Thug" for
Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did that. Yeah, but production wise, he's all over the place. He has something to do with In the Club.
That's why he needs to be on the stage.
Songs ever.
That's the case. 50 Cent ain't had no business on the damn stage.
50 Cent?
When he was on stage last Super Bowl, or what was the Super Bowl for? No, he shouldn't have.
50 Cent?
I said what I said.
What are you talking about?
I said what I said. I said what I said. Period. If Quick ain't supposed to be up there, neither is 50, in my opinion.
That's not a comparison.
That is.
That's not a comparison. 50
But
Cent.
I think what it is I'm on the West Coast. DJ Quick is still heavily played on the radio here today.
He's a staple. Exactly. But he's local, unfortunately. He's local.
Yeah.
Not saying that people don't know him across the world. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure he got fans across the world, but he's not, he's just not big like that.
He's big.
As an artist, he's not that big.
Hey, Dot, bring out Quick. Come on now.
Man, we can talk on that.
All right, what we on? What we on?
Topic. Because that one was on the West Coast.
What?
That was on the West Coast. All right, I'm not talking about this no more. I'm done.
Yeah, Mary could have stayed her ass at home, and so could 50 and Eminem, just because it was on the West Coast.
Because it was on the West Coast, that was the opportunity right there.
Yeah.
That was the opportunity right there to do something for Quick. But obviously they knew nobody don't know Quick like that. So they they don't.
Well, introduce them.
Anyway. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, West Coast. I love y'all. I fuck with y'all. I'm not trying to shit on Quick, I promise. Shout out to the West Coast. Shout out to Compton. Quick from Compton, right?
Yep.
Yeah, shout out to Compton.
Arambi and Spruce, that's right up the street.
I love y'all. But today's topic, are the migrants here to replace foundational Black Americans? That's what we're talking about on today's show. But before we get into that, the shooting that took place down here, not too far from where I'm at, actually. My homie that I went to Stone Mountain with the other day just took his son out of that school.
What?
Like literally, his son was in that school as of last year. This year he started in a new school. District. But yeah, that's right down the street. Monroe.
Wow.
What the hell's the name of it? Appalachia School, whatever. Not too far from where I'm at. And so one of my clients, so before we get into the whole story, but one of my clients that I just cut yesterday was telling me his neighbor got arrested because he was putting stuff out on social media and all of that, trying to get school clothes. He was being goofy. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of kids wasn't going to school after all that happened. A lot of these schools around here, all the kids were staying home. And so this kid, his neighbor, was putting stuff out on social media and all that, TikTok and Instagram and all that, saying there's a threat at this school, and all of this stuff. and the police came and got him.
Black.
Black kid
Mm-hmm.
doing goofy shit. So yeah, Winder. I said Monroe. Winder. Yeah, it's right there. Winder.
But the kid that shot up the school actually had threats out, had been watched by the FBI, and was never arrested. Interesting.
Exactly. Exactly.
Interesting.
Exactly. They like to be reactive rather than be proactive.
Mm-hmm.
This kid and his dad, who also they arrested him also.
Good.
Both of them were already on the radar of the FBI from threats that they was making last year. And now I'm not sure, but I've seen some reports saying that the kid was a trans kid
It
or
looked trans to me
some type of LGBT or whatever. And that's what the dad is saying. They was bullying him at school.
because he was gay.
Yeah, calling him gay at school and da 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 da. And they trying to use that to get sympathy or trying to justify what he did.
Yeah.
Listen, black people have been racially targeted and harassed for 500 years, and we ain't shoot up near school.
They're in school, and also we were always told have a tough skin. You gotta have a thick skin. If a black kid tells the teacher that they're being bullied, don't be a tattletale. You need to toughen up, have a thicker skin.
Right. They trying to use that stuff, his family and all of that, trying to use that stuff to justify what he did. Like that make it okay. Man, this dude is a mass murderer.
Right. And
He
daddy look
killed
off too.
killed 4 people. And also the football coach or whatever it was that got hit in that shooting, that was my son's old gym teacher.
What?
He used to be the gym teacher at my son's high school.
So he survived or no?
No,
He did not.
he's one of the deceased.
Oh wow.
Yep, he was one of the deceased. Yep. So yeah, man, it was crazy out here the last few days. None of the kids was going to school. Everybody was staying home. It was real scary.
It
You know
is
what I
very
mean?
scary, especially for the parents, and family members, of the students that go there. And did you want to read a little bit from advocate.com in reference to him allegedly being bullied for and called gay?
Go ahead. If you got it pulled up, go ahead. Go ahead and
I
read.
do. All right, so this is in advocate.com. It says father of accused Georgia school shooter claimed son was bullied and called gay. The father of Colgray, the 14-year-old boy in Georgia, accused of killing 4 people in a mass shooting. Oops, a pop-up came up. Mass shooting on Wednesday, told police his son was bullied at school by students who accused youth of being gay, the National Desk reported. Colt Gray was taken into custody and charged as an adult with 4 counts of murder for the mass shooting at the El Pachi High School on Wednesday. His father, Colin Gray, 54, was taken into custody yesterday and charged with providing the firearm used in the killings. Both father and son were denied bail and remain in custody.
And good.
Right.
And usually they don't do that. So I was kind of surprised to see that they actually went and locked the dad up too.
Because I
But
think
that's
I saw another story where it says that the father allegedly purchased him the AR-15 for his birthday.
right.
So you
And that's
a
always the case.
14-year-old isn't. Yeah. So you did that.
Yeah. That's always the case though. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But yeah, I think the charges are appropriate. Um, I don't know how these guys always get picked up alive, unscathed every
Right.
time. You know, that's
And
another
the fact that
pattern.
they're charging him as an adult at 14, I'm glad. Hopefully they don't try to, what I'm saying, do a switcheroo. He should be charged as an adult. He should rot in jail/hell, and that's it. Both father and son, in my opinion. An example has to be made out of these people. And it's mind-boggling to me how they managed to make it on campus with a big ass AR-15 on their back.
Right.
How you get on campus?
Right. And his aunt too. His aunt was out here railing
Yeah.
about him being charged as an adult. You know what I'm saying? She's out here complaining about him being charged as an adult. I'm like,
Where is
lady,
that at? Let me
serious?
find her. I felt like she was kind of being. It was kind of threatening to me.
Yeah, it
I
was
felt.
because she was talking about
Yeah.
whatever the last name was. She was like, y'all really want to see that whatever their last name, mayonnaise energy,
Right.
last name mayonnaise. She said, y'all really want to see that mayonnaise energy? Y'all go ahead and try it if you want to, type shit. She
Yeah.
was
She
on
said
some
I found it. Her name is Annie Pohamus Brown. She said they are charging my 14-year-old nephew as an adult for murder. Y'all ready to see Paul Haman's blood in full throttle? Nah, I wouldn't either. She said, please someone get me in touch with GBI, whoever the police department, I guess. I'm tired.
Georgia
Yeah,
investigation.
I've tried calling. I'm not scared. I will not back down. I will not disrespect other parents and families that are dealing with the tragedy on the opposite end. They did not deserve this. I will not do anything but humbly support the families involved in this incident that did not ask to be participant. With that said, I will not, and she put that in all caps, leave my nephew standing alone. When Uvalde happened, I told my own children that only hurt people hurt people. I did everything I could to fight for my nephew and my niece and my other nephew. Y'all can go ahead and play the blame game all you want, but them families affected by my nephew's actions deserve all the attention now. I will take care of my nephew and what he needs on this side. Just check yourself before you speak about a child that never asked to deal with the bullshit he saw on a daily basis. Girl, shut up. Shut your ass up. Because I don't care name calling because he was people were name calling. No one
Right,
touched him.
right,
You know what I'm saying? So he decided to murder people over name calling?
right.
No.
And you trying to justify it.
And you're
Yeah,
justifying it.
like it says, she should be arrested immediately. Those are threats.
Agreed.
Those are threats.
Yep.
She's a danger to the community.
She really is.
We don't know what she on, and that's my point, Timothy. That's my point. When it's the white kids, it's this rare for this to take place. With the black kids, yeah, they do this all the time. You know, we reported on here not too long ago when the child had brought his mom's gun to school and accidentally shot a teacher. This is like a third grader or something. Second,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know
Second
what I'm saying?
or third grader.
The mother was arrested in that case. So yeah,
Right.
they do it all the time. They do it with us all the time. But that was the point. But
Also, remember when this story first came out, the very first picture that they put out was the picture of a 14-year-old autistic victim of this
mhm.
murderer. And they made it seem like he was, the shooter in this case. And they knew all the time that that black kid did not do it. And I
And he
feel
was the
like his
only black
parents should
kid.
sue. They should sue.
He was the only black kid who
Yep.
was a victim in that shooting.
Yes.
Autistic black child. He was the only one that was black in that whole situation. And that's whose image they decided to use because you understand
Right.
media is warfare and images are powerful. A lot of people don't even go past the headline and the image that they see. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't even read the story to see all the details and all that. And so they understand how that works, you know, transferring messages into the minds of the masses
Hmm.
through imaging. You know what I'm saying? But
His family should sue.
these images right here are very interesting. Like we were saying earlier,
Very.
these guys always get brought in alive. These are mass murderers
Hmm.
who were armed. None of them were shot.
Not one.
None of them.
Not even
And
tased.
right, right. Dylan Roof got took to Wendy's or Burger King or one of them,
Burger
didn't
King. Burger King.
he? Yeah,
He was hungry.
yeah. But all of these brothers and sisters that we see below were unarmed, didn't kill nobody, and they're not here no more.
Right.
You know what I mean?
All we got with
Sean
them was
Bell,
oops. Oops. That's what we got. Oops.
Sean Bell, they shot him 50 times.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Got Stephen Clark, Jalen Walker, Sonia Massey.
Hmm. And remember, he said that he became fearful when she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus."
Mm-hmm.
That scared him.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, that was wild, man.
Very.
That was wild. And
Um,
so,
where we
go ahead.
going? I wanted to, since we're
Oh,
talking about death,
rest in peace to Rich Homie Quan.
that's where I was going
I don't
next. I
think
wanted
we've
to
been
say
on
that
since the passing
we
of Rich
haven't.
Homie Quan.
We haven't. Rich
Yeah.
Homie Quan, passed away a couple of nights ago. His girlfriend, I guess, found him on the couch unresponsive, 34 years old. Um, it's alleged that it was a drug overdose, so, RIP to him and
Have
condolences
they
to his
been
family and friends. Huh?
I was gonna say, did they announce the official cause of death yet? I mean, it's been like
No.
now.
Mm-mm. Nothing.
They still not
It's
saying how he
just,
died.
no, just listening to the 911 call and stuff and how she was describing it on the 911 call. People are just assuming at this point that it was a drug overdose. Nothing official has been released yet, though.
Right, right. Now,
That's
how did you feel about them releasing the 911 call like that? Like the blogs putting out the 911 call and all that. How did you feel about that?
I feel like it's insensitive. Although he's a celebrity, I get it. I guess if you want to call it, but they don't think about the family members and stuff. They hadn't even gotten time to process his death. Some of them probably weren't even notified yet. You know what I'm saying? As quickly as they put it out, like I just feel like some things have to. I feel like maybe they should get the permission of the family first before doing something like that, especially so fast.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. That was shocking to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know I've seen interviews where he was talking about battling with addiction and stuff like that, but
Hmm.
I didn't I never see him. He didn't appear to have it bad like that. You know what I'm saying?
But you
But
know what?
it
This
don't take much.
fentanyl.
I'm
These
about to
people
say it don't
don't
take much.
know who they're buying this stuff from, who has it out for them, perhaps, you know what I'm saying, and cutting it with that other stuff, and you know what I'm saying? Or it's just over time it's wearing the body down and they don't know it yet, because they're doing so much of it or on a daily basis. I don't know, but that fentanyl ain't no joke. None of it is any joke, to be honest, but you know, sad to see these young ones. Like when I was coming up, your drug addicts were older. It was like your uncles. You know what I'm saying? These are young people really, really, passing away at a young age, due to drugs. And I
Yeah,
think
it's
the
crazy.
industry has a part to play in this because they
Oh yeah,
promote drug culture, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure, these labels, they may be feeding it to them too, just to push out the content, the music and things like that.
they prefer these guys high and
Yeah.
out of their mind, knowing what's going on. Those guys ain't gonna ask no questions. They ain't gonna
Right.
be asking about their royalties and where the money at and all that. Keep them
Right.
high. You know what I'm saying? They good to
Give them a
go. They
chain.
got jury. You know what I mean? You don't never forget Leo Cohen on the Breakfast Club.
Right.
You
He
know what
said,
I'm
I got
saying?
to too. Got
Right,
to feed my family.
right, man. But yeah, crazy out here, man. So another thing that I wanted to get into before we go to the main topic, because we didn't get to talk about this last week either. The whole Tyrese thing with Tyrese.
Oh, Lord. He already issued an apology.
Yeah, I seen him. Yeah. So yeah,
They got him. They got him.
Tyrese ain't know what he was talking about to begin with. Like it's weird with these type of situations because it's like both sides need to sit down somewhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like both sides need to sit down, and I think that might even be by design, man. I think they might
I
put
agree.
certain celebrities and public figures out there that kind of sound like us,
Hmm.
but knowing they don't really know what they're talking about, so that they can counter the argument with them because they don't come
Right.
at us the way Roland and all of them
Right.
came at Tyrese for saying the same things that we've been saying, they don't come at us with that type of energy because they know we could back up our arguments with receipts.
Right.
And so I think sometimes they throw the Tyreses out there to say these things just so they can counter the argument and make it go viral and make it look like the people who are saying this, we all don't know what we talking about, just like Tyrese.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think
Well,
that might be
Roland Martin was talking crap, with that brother in Chicago. Remember, he was talking about him on his social media. He was actually talking about the guy on his YouTube channel, and then brother pulled up. Man pulled up. So
what's his name?
Isn't it Jamal Green? Something
I
Green.
think it's Jamal.
Jamal Green. Yeah.
Ran down on him.
Ran down. He was harmless though. He wasn't threatening at all to me. He just man to man. What did you have to say? Yeah, let's have what you have to say. I'm stupid. I'm dumb. Dumbass. All the names that he liked to call, and then have to have a female get in front of him.
Right.
Big waterhead fool.
Where is that? Because there was a video. Okay, this video right here.
It is from Dialogue.
Huh?
From the Art of Dialogue.
Well, I'm talking about this video right here. My song posted. No, this was chick that was responding to Tyrese. So y'all pretty much know what Tyrese said, right? I don't need to play the video with Tyrese. Tyrese was talking about, he was talking to Ben Crump. So just to catch people up who might not know what we're talking about. Tyrese was on live with Ben Crump, and he was talking about how, the Democrats on day one, they did a crime bill for the Asian community, which they did. And, we've been going through what we've been going through for as long as we've been going through it, and they act like they can't do nothing for us. That was basically the point that he was making on the live. And then you have people like Roland Martin and this chick right here, I don't know her name, but she be on Roland Martin's show sometimes from what she's saying in this video. Coming out, calling themselves fact checking Tyrese and what he was saying. So let's hear their nonsense talking points real quick, because they all say the same things that we done debunked a million times. But let's hear it.
There's been some stuff running through these internet streets about why Blacks and Latinos were looked over and ignored in the Biden.
That was another thing too, because Tyrese in that video kept talking about Blacks and Latinos and Blacks and Browns and Mexicans, all of this stuff. Tyrese kept saying that over and over in the video.
Yep.
Y'all need to cut that out. 7, be quiet, man.
And you know what?
Y'all need to cut that out with this black and brown.
And with that being said, Tyrese is from LA. Watts, to be specific. You know what I'm saying? So all that black and brown stuff, he know what the hell it is out here. So stop playing. I know you live in Atlanta now. You know what I'm saying? So you may not see a lot of the brown out there, but you're from here. So you know what's going on. So that should not even come out his mouth at this point.
I don't know. I can't agree with you with that one necessarily, because a lot of West Coast people are known for pushing that black and brown thing. You know what I'm saying?
I'm guilty of it. I've told you, I used to be guilty of it, even though I experienced, anti-Black racism from Hispanic people. But because you had that one or two cool ones, you were like, well, since I have this one cool one, they're all not like that. So we still black and brown, even though I have directly experienced anti-Black racism from the Latino community. Mexicans specifically here. You know what I'm saying?
This is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. So there are still people who are of that mindset. Still, you know what I'm saying? It's not tapped in like that. You know what I'm saying?
Not
but he think his ex-wife is black.
Right.
According to him, she black. So everybody with a little hint of melanin is supposed to be all on the same team, according to everybody. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he kept saying that over and over again, man. We have to do we still have a lot of work to do when it comes to educating the masses of our people when it comes to the delineation thing, because a lot of people still ain't really up on game. A lot of people are still in the old mindset, and so the onus is on us. The onus is on us to bring clarity to that. You know what I'm saying? That's just what we got.
That part was brought up at the, and we'll talk about it later in the show if we can, but at the emergency town hall, you know, that we went to on Thursday. Yeah. So we'll talk about that too, because that was brought up there.
Yeah. I definitely want to talk about that. Let her finish with her babble.
Biden Harris administration leapfrogged over all of us to create an anti-Asian hate crime bill that was specific for them. And that's all fabrication, that's lies, that's misinformation, it's disinformation. It is utter falsehoods, okay? We were not in need of a hate crime bill to protect Black folks because
we're not in need of a hate crime bill to protect Black folks.
But Bill Crump is trying to get one, or has been talking about it for a little. I mean, he softly talks about it. So if we already have one, why is he talking about it? And he's a civil rights attorney.
Ben Crump. Mm-hmm. But this is why we don't get anything.
Right.
Because these are the people who are standing in the way. Yep. The people who we have in position that are supposed to be our representatives that look like us, people who have platforms, people who are in politics and all of that. This is what they say. Well, we don't need no hate crime bill. They all think like Jim Clyburn. We don't need nothing. What we need something for? We don't need nothing. This is what they get in these rooms and say. And this is the reason why we don't get anything done. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why we do what we do as far as delineation, as far as putting folks like this on blast. And I don't want to hear nothing about people talking about, Black people going at each other and we need to, learn how to get along. No, we have to weed these people out. The reason why we're not able to get things done is because of these people, and they got to go. They got to go. This is about a war of the minds of the masses of Black people. Who's going to control the narrative? You know what I'm saying? On a mass scale for people's worldview and people's outlook with the time and what must be done. Who's going to be telling our people the time and what must be done? The onus is on us to do that.
We had 4. Okay. And in the civil rights legislation, starting in the 60s, which led to so much other legislation like the Americans with Disabilities Act, like Title IX, was for us. And yes, blood, sweat, and tears, like I always say, created it. And then we had 2 residual acts after that, including the legislation named after a Black man, last name Shepard, who was killed due to his race. And President Obama signed that legislation into law, which gave greater, broader protections that allowed the Department of Justice to go after hate crimes specifically. It put some teeth into it. This legislation that the media named anti-Asian legislation was not named anti-Asian legislation. It was COVID-19 because of an up.
So,
girl, shut your ass up.
So, yeah. All of those so-called hate crimes that she's pointing to, many people in the Black media have picked that stuff apart and debunked what she's saying. None of that stuff is specific to us or has anything that is really designed to protect us. And if it is, why is it that we have such a hard time getting people charged with hate crimes when we are harmed?
Right. Name one that has been charged with a hate crime. They may get charged with a crime, but never a hate crime behind it. There's never any federal hate crime charges.
If you do something to Black people, in order to get charged with a hate crime, you got to be wearing a swastika, calling the person a nigga, all type. You got to do the most egregious thing while you're committing the crime in order to prove that it's actually a hate crime and it was racially motivated. They will
Right.
go around the corner and around the moon and everything to tell you how, yeah, it was wrong what he did, but it wasn't racial. But go to a nail salon and sneeze.
Right.
You get charged with a hate crime immediately.
Was the
So they
Buffalo
need.
shooter charged with a hate crime?
I don't remember if he was eventually charged with a hate crime, but I do remember that the aftermath of that produced an anti-Semitic hate crime bill.
Right. Let me look.
After he did what he did, went out to Buffalo and killed all those black people with the word reparations written on his gun and all of that.
Here's your reparations specifically.
They said, oh well, he said some anti-Semitic stuff too, so we're gonna do this for the Jewish community. Shout out to Las Vegas. We got kicked off of Cash App for some reason, bro. They kicked us off of Cash App. But if you want to support us, you could support us through the super chat, or you could send us a Zelle, godcastenterprises@gmail.com. That's the Zelle. If you want to support us, we definitely appreciate it. Shout out to Las Vegas in the building.
So it looks like he pled guilty to murder and hate crime charges. Now, I don't know hate crime against who, because again, we know they throw anti-Semitism, hate crimes in certain things, which does not pertain to us. So
yeah, but wasn't everybody black out there?
Everybody was black. Everybody. Even the security. Even the security.
Yeah. I mean, it has to be the most blatant thing in order for somebody to be charged with a hate crime for doing anything against us. So if those hate crimes were so effective, we shouldn't be still going through the same things that we was going through in the damn 60s when they came up with these shits in the first place. You know what I mean? And so all of that stuff has been debunked over and over again. So I'm not going to go through the details on this broadcast. We may have to do it again a time or two. We may have to continue to do it again. Like I said, the onus is on us to make sure that we correcting the narrative and letting people know what time it is really out here. But that's another broadcast for another day to get into all of those details. And she was going on to talk about how the COVID-19 bill wasn't really an Asian hate crime bill. And we've read that bill over and over again on this podcast. You know, I don't know how many times they mentioned Asians and Pacific
Asians and hate.
All of that Asian Pacific Islander hate, and you know, they denounced Asian hate specifically. They was allocating resources for Asian Americans specifically to help businesses because their businesses were so-called suffering due to COVID-19 and all of that. It was Asian from top to bottom. We didn't get nothing out of it.
Right. And let's not pretend just because it was the COVID-19 bill, let's not pretend that all bills don't have other shit in it. You know what I'm saying?
All went through COVID-19.
Right.
We all went through COVID-19. We ain't getting nothing out of that bill.
Right.
There was no resources allocated to us because of COVID-19. Right. And also what she's saying about all of the crime bills that were already in place. If we already have all of these crime bills that are supposed to protect everybody already in place, why did they have to create one for the Asians specifically?
Exactly.
Why did they have to go out their way to do that?
Right. Isn't hate crimes against the law already?
Right. That's what y'all tell us. All these the anti-lynching bill and all of that stuff. Like, come on, man. We not stupid, y'all.
At all.
We are not stupid. Stop telling us crazy out here. But moving on. You wanted to get into that what was going on out there in California with the reparations thing, right?
Oh yeah. So last Thursday there was an emergency town hall in reference to the actions of the California Legislative Black Caucus, you know, not voting on the last two bills in order to basically get Governor Newsom to sign them. So we went to the I went to the town hall. Of course, Dewan B was there, Connie Collins was there, Major was there. Several people within, you know, New Black Media that are out here in LA were there. Of course, I went. And so
Shout out to y'all.
one of the guys, Isaac something, I can't even think his name, but he's on the caucus. He did show up. He did show up to hear our grievance. The splaining was just uh, disrespectful. He was very arrogant. He was very, very condescending. Honestly, all BS aside, very arrogant, very condescending, talking about, he was really just trying to get home so he can get married because his wedding, and he was taking the time out for his wedding, and like people in there screaming and yelling, we don't give a damn about your wedding. This is your job. And
Yeah.
saying basically he couldn't vote on it unless he and the entire caucus were in collaboration, together and blah blah blah. So people were yelling like, well, first of all, it's not about the caucus. You're supposed to represent us. So whatever beef, or disagreements that you have with one another, that has nothing to do with your constituents at all. You know what I'm saying? And so several people did get up and speak. So many disappointed people. He got ran up out of there. I will tell y'all that he did get ran up out of there. But Connie got up, and Connie made a great point, because if you're familiar with the Leimert Park area here in California, they call that Little Africa, and that's fine. They call that Little Africa, and it's fine. But you have a lot of Pan Africans in the building. You know what I'm saying? All these African centered Black Americans there,
Yeah, yeah.
foundational Black Americans. And
Can't talk
so,
and shit.
yeah. And so, not to say that the organizers and things like that are Pan-African, or even if they are Pan-African, when it came to the reparations, they kept that at lineage, so they understand, the task at hand. They understand the job at hand. And I also, before I get into that, I want to shout out Camila Moore. I had the opportunity to actually talk to her in depth, after the town hall. I appreciate just getting to meet her. We see it, but to get to meet her and actually talk to her and to see her go off, you know what I'm saying? Because she's really disappointed at all the work that, they've been putting in. I do see her passion. I see, how tired she is, because I think we get on her nerves. The people that she's dealing with on the other side probably getting on her nerves. And I feel like we need some more of her, you know what I'm saying? As far as these Black attorneys, where y'all at?
Yeah, business.
Where
She's
are
standing on.
y'all at?
She's standing
I'm
on business
sorry?
with reparations.
She's
She's
standing
standing on
on
business
business.
with reparations and
She's
making it lineage
definitely
based.
standing on business. She is. She's not wavering on that at all. And she called that Isaac dude out, what I'm saying, cussed at him a few times too. Like, enough of the bullshit. What I'm saying? I just wanted to give her shout out, because, in these spaces, and I think that because we just have a lack of trust for one another, sometimes I've seen, people say some negative things about her, like, oh, you may have to watch her. She may be a Judas, what I'm saying, or not really be for it. No, she's about this life. She's about this life. Friday Jones, she's about this life. What I'm saying? There's a lot of people that I met, organizers that evening, that are really, really about this life, and they understand the lineage part of it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
After the fact, we were outside and we were talking to a couple brothers, right? One was Belizean, and another one, he said that he was Native or whatever. Um, both of
Like
them
like
were kind of,
red
yeah,
native, like red
a
Native
Black
American.
Native, yeah, yeah, yeah. But both of them were on this whole like Pan African thing, and the Belizean dude had the nerve to say, "Well, I wasn't a slave. We weren't slaves in the Caribbean." Okay, well, it was slavery for Black Americans, and
Yes, the
there
hell
was
y'all
slavery.
was. By the way,
Yes, we did. And Connie be having a fire in her ass. You gotta pull her back a little bit. But Connie was like, there was, slavery in the Caribbean. There definitely was. Colonization is slavery, buddy. You know what I'm saying? But since you feel that way, why are you here? Worried about our reparations, y'all. It was a few Asians up in the building, a few white folk. I was like, what? Where is y'all going? Like, y'all so damn nosy. Get out of Black business. But anyway, but yeah, like they really do have that attitude of, well, we weren't slaves. Well, why do you feel like you should be a part of our reparations then? Because again, you weren't a slave, right? So you want it to be based on melanin. That's what they want. They want it to be based on melanin, and they want something for nothing. The end. So basically, what Connie got
And
up
if
and
they
said
can't get it,
was, they
and
don't
if
want
they
nobody
can't
to
get
have
it,
it.
they want to
They
crash
don't want
out.
us to
Right.
have it. Right. So, like Connie said, we have the right to have our own culture, our own food, our own flag, whatever that may be, the American flag, whatever, our own music, just as you guys do. We cannot get reparations on this one big, melanin umbrella. Some things are just going to have to be separate. And if y'all are going to be mad about it, y'all just be mad about it. But you guys are going to respect foundational Black American freedmen because this is ours. It was like
Man,
some of that in there, a little bit of it. And this really was just like, I was honestly, out of a room of like 200 people, you may have had three, and this is like outside. When this is over, we're outside just hanging out and talking to people individually. Literally, not even a full handful of the people felt that way, but that's one or two, three too many for me.
right. And I believe they're sent. I believe many of those
Right,
people are sent. They sent to
right.
create this. And then, now what about the dude when they first introduced the assemblyman, the dude from the caucus,
Mm-hmm.
Isaac, whatever his name is, when they first introduced him, there was a dude that got up and started spazzing out immediately. Before Isaac even got to the mic, the dude got up and he was like, "Fuck that nigga!" Nah, nah, nah. And
Oh yeah,
they
that
kind
was
of
he was sitting
they,
in the front
they, had,
row.
they had to escort him out of there. Now,
Yeah.
what about him?
He literally, before Isaac got on there, honestly, they started off, just doing libations, in honor of the ancestors before. You know what I'm saying? And he was just having little mini outbursts. And me, I'm looking at like what is wrong with this dude? Like, because he was just little and too agitated. Like, where are you on? I don't know. Like, it was just,
Okay,
and as soon
okay,
as Isaac got on there, before he can say a word, he was just made sure that he was the loudest one in the room just to make a lot of noise. Like, he probably didn't last 5 minutes into it. Like, they was like, okay, because we do have to allow people to speak.
right.
Even, I don't know if you saw the video, and I still have some that I haven't posted yet, but some people in the back were just yelling where citizens such as ourselves, we're talking, we want to be heard too, and we want to tell this fool how we feel and the consequences. So you guys constantly yelling and stuff and not letting people get a word in edgewise, we're not going to get anything accomplished that way either, just screaming and cursing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
they open it up for questions and stuff. If you want to say something, ask for the microphone.
yeah. I
That's,
wanted to ask
you
you
know,
because you were there.
yeah.
Because looking at the videos, I was like, "That's not a good look." I'm like, "That's not a good
No,
look." I'm like, This dude seemed like an agent. That looked like one of them get your hand out my pocket type of moments. You
right.
know what I'm saying? Where he
It was
got up with
retarded.
that outburst, and you could tell it was Cap because he was immediately walking toward the exit.
Right.
As he was spazzing out talking shit, he was walking toward the exit. So he really
Right.
didn't want no smoke. He really wasn't trying to do nothing. Nobody had
You
to
can't.
hold you back or nothing.
Well, you
You know what
can't,
I'm
because
saying?
first of all, this person is a government official. So if you touch him, you already know. I'm just saying. So you
Right.
already, and again, you can have your say. My whole thing is ask for the microphone, cuss his ass out. You know what I'm saying? When you have your turn
Look,
to
I want
speak,
to say
though.
this though. I want to say this too for the men, because at a lot of these town hall meetings that we see around in different cities and stuff like that, I see, some of the women get up there and they're very emotional and passionate and they kind of, gesticulating a lot, you know what I'm saying, to get their point across and all of that. And I can see some of that from the women, even though I don't think, it's necessarily the most productive way to go about things. But
Hmm.
as men, we got to be emotionally intelligent. You got to be able to express yourself and articulate yourself and say what you got to say without being all over aggressive and acting like you about to do something. Like,
Right.
that's not manly. That's not
It
manly.
wasn't.
That's hood rat behavior.
It
That's how
was.
hood rats behave. Just start spazzing out and waving their hands all over the place and just saying shit. You're not
Just to
getting
be
nothing
saying it.
accomplished by doing that.
saying shit and to be seen. And I will say that the men in there, they didn't like that, hence why they asked him to leave. Like they said, if you want to speak, you can speak. You know what I'm saying? But we have to allow him, we're having this emergency town hall. He did show up. So let's allow him to speak, even though we don't believe
Right.
him. We don't support it. And you have a way, you can tell him that, you know what I'm saying, but do it in the right way, because it was counterproductive. To be honest, it
Right.
was getting on our nerves. It was really getting on our nerves. Then you have the women getting up there. One of the guys, one of the organizers, he got up, he said, well, he spoke for a while. I think I have him on video. It's kind of long though, so I didn't post it, but articulated himself very well, his disappointment. He got at him, in November. You know what I'm saying? There will be consequences. We're not in with y'all, you know what I'm saying? But he wasn't like overly emotional. He was there in Sacramento, of course, made it back here, and basically just detailed the disrespect and condescension that was happening there in Sacramento. And you brought that same attitude here to Leimert Park. You know what I'm saying? And then people were asking him to apologize. And, like they said, most of us really don't give about your apology because the deed is done, but just to the people that you claim to represent, it should have been natural for you to apologize. And you haven't even done that. And he did it. Even though that was said to him several times, he never did it. Never.
Yo, look, there was more passion and consideration for the way that people were feeling about the way things went down from the Lebanese Republican dude than there was from any of the caucus members.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then Gavin Newsom's ass. You had Gavin Newsom's ass after that get on TV. You got that video? Let me see.
We do have that. And speaking of that, Republican, so when Isaac did get up and address everybody there, he tried to do that by throwing the Republican dude under the bus. Yeah, and that racist motherfucker this. And blah. We were like, hold on, we're not going to let you do that, because he did what you were supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So we're not going to allow you to get on here and point the finger at the so-called racist Republican. So I told him, I said, you're the racist. We're looking at you now as a racist because you did what he was supposed to do. So you're the racist.
You're the one.
We're not going to let you come here and do that today. Yeah. So he tried that instantly.
You the one doing the bidding of the white supremacists. And look, and that's the thing. They always try to put the racism on the Republicans. And they always try to, put it on Trump, put it on the Republicans, and make it seem like those are the real racists and all of that. When we get in all of the smoke, man, this is why we say over and over again, we got a better chance with them.
Yeah.
Even if they are racist, because he tell you out his own mouth he don't really support reparations.
Right.
But
honestly, it was for a lack of understanding, though. The reason why he doesn't support it necessarily, and like he said, it's division within the Republican Party as well, but it's more of not understanding it. What he does understand, however, is I would rather support giving you guys reparations than giving all our money to illegal aliens, because you guys are actually Americans.
Exactly. And I got that when we first read his tweets about how he, the previous tweets that he had about reparations and all of that. I did get the feeling that it was more of an education thing, you know what I'm saying? Because he was talking about how, California wasn't a slave state and all of that. And some people just don't really know. Some people really just don't know. And they have that miseducation and misperception of how things went, you know what I'm saying, with our history. And so I give certain people the benefit of the doubt when it comes to that. But even if it was him just splaining for the sake of, just not being with us getting our reparations, he still had the wherewithal to respect the process of democracy. Let's have a vote. Exactly. I might not agree with it, but the process is we have to vote on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so he still wanted the process to go through to be able to take the vote and allow the people's voice to be heard. I can respect that way more than what we getting from the black Democrats.
Right.
Black and
also, to be clear, there was enough people there to vote on the bill and get it passed.
And they knew that.
They knew that.
And I want to shout out to Senator Stephen Bradford too. You know what I'm saying, for putting
Yes,
the
he
bills
stood on
together
business.
and making sure that the language was tight and all of that. You know, I seen him on Tavis Smiley's show the other day, and you know, he didn't want to go in on, you know, the caucus members, and he didn't want to go in on Governor Newsom and all of that. Tavis Smiley did. Tavis Smiley ain't hold no punches.
Good.
He told it like it was. You know what I'm saying? But he's running for office out there. He, you know, he's about to term out as a senator, but I think he's about to run for lieutenant governor. I think he's about to run for governor out there. Some higher office out there in California that he's about to go through. So he has to have, you know, certain decorum. He has to go about things a certain way. So I respect how he's going about it, but he put those bills together. He made sure that the language was what it was supposed to be in order for us to, you know, for the foundational Black Americans out there in California to get what they're supposed to get. And so I respect him for doing that. You know what I'm saying? And so they were supposed to let that bill go to Newsom's desk and let the onus fall on him to sign it or veto it. Let him get the smoke.
To protect Massa.
The bullets for him. That's the most shameful shit I've seen in a long time, like in action. Like, we know we got a lot of sellout, boule, Negroes, and tethers all up in place, you know, doing shit to undermine what we got going on. But to see that in action, that was the most disgusting thing I've seen. That was the most disgusting thing I've seen. And so here was Gavin Newsom, you know, being questioned about what happened out there with the bills and all of that. And he trying to play dumb, and then he called himself reprimanding us.
I know a little bit about that. What I do know is
he said you know a little bit about it. All right, now listen.
Bradford's desk on August 26th.
As it relates, well, hold on. We work with the legislature throughout the legislative process on amendments. Sometimes they advance those amendments. Sometimes they don't take our amendments, and those bills are sent to my desk. I think you're referencing bills that were not sent to my desk that did not pass through the legislature. As it relates to the broader issue of reparations, which I appreciate both of you referencing, we work very closely with the Black Caucus.
So he does know exactly which bills the journalist is referencing. Mm-hmm. He tried to say, "Oh, I know a little bit about that," and then he goes on to explain that he knows exactly which bills that he's talking about. He's trying to be, you know, ambiguous about it and act like he don't really know too much. And I don't know which specific bills that you're talking about, but the way he's explaining it tells you that he knows exactly which bills he's talking about. Oh, we work closely with the caucus on these bills, and certain bills reach the desk and certain bills don't. As it pertains to the broader conversation, when he says as it pertains to the broader conversation of reparations, I respect that. So he's saying the broader conversation of reparations as opposed to those specific bills. Right. So he knows which specific bills they're talking about. He's aware of the broad conversation, and he's aware of those specific bills. Trying to play dumb.
On a package of reparations reforms. We met before the legislative session. We met during the legislative session. We worked very collaboratively on amendments. We also worked on bills without amendments. And I think the vast majority of those that we agreed to and worked collaboratively together with the Black Caucus have ended up on my desk. I'll be reviewing them all.
And so that part right there, I was a little confused about. Which bills actually ended up on his desk that pertain to reparations then?
Right.
Because he's saying he worked closely and collaboratively with the Black Caucus on multiple bills.
The SB 3121 was one. Well, all of them, because remember, he signed all this on. Remember? So these was just the last.
Create the task force?
He's been meeting with the task force the whole time.
I know, but I know, but I understand. So I know that he signed the bills to create the task force in the first place. Right. But now he's saying that he's been working with the Black Caucus collectively on multiple bills, sounds like pertaining to reparations. And he said the vast majority of them did end up on his desk.
And I'll tell you what they were. So, and all of a sudden now he's getting this heat by the way, for what recently happened with our reparations bill. So those other bills that he's talking about that he's worked closely with the California Black Caucus with is those immigration bills here where they were trying to give $150,000 to illegal immigrants to buy homes out here. So he went ahead, as of yesterday or the day before, he went ahead and vetoed those bills, but he had to. Now, what we learned from the Republican, they said with Tariq, they're always in these
Bill
hearings,
Assaili.
to get certain, to get these bills passed. They were heavily, our California Legislative Black Caucus was heavily involved in pushing for illegal immigrants to get this money for home ownership. But because this happened, right, and black people are on their heads, Newsom went ahead and
I need you
vetoed
to
the
say that
bill.
again, though. I need you to say that again.
The California Legislative Black Caucus, right? They were heavily involved and in support of Newsom signing a bill to give illegal aliens up to $150,000 towards home ownership here, or down payment assistance for home to buy homes here in California. Right. But because this situation that happened last week with our reparations bill, Newsom just vetoed the bill preventing illegal aliens from getting that money. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not going to slide it in another way. But our California Legislative Black Caucus was in support of illegal aliens getting $150,000 for home ownership.
Now, somebody tell me why these black caucuses exist in the first place.
Right. And why they got black in their name.
What is their purpose?
To get $125,000 base salary and to get donor money. From my understanding too, that Isaac dude, he was always walking around in Leimert Park. They said that he always looked funny because he would try to wear stuff with the, RBG, colors and stuff, looking out of place as hell or whatever, just trying so hard. But he was always over in that area a lot, pretending, to be for us. They said it's going to be hard for him to walk around there now, because he did get run down, but it's a farce because Leimert Park was like a black mecca, a lot of black businesses. So many of those businesses have closed down, to new white owners. As a matter of fact, I know you guys probably heard this story of one of the business owners over there, Sika, who recently passed away, was over there for 30 years. 30 years. He passed away, and a week after he passed away, the landlord over there served his family with the eviction notice. For what? Just because he died don't mean the business can't continue, right? They want to continue the business, so they're trying to push him out in another black business over there. So we just got a lot of information. There's actually a meeting tonight I might go to at 7 my time as well, just to follow up on what was happening, with the reparations things and other stuff over there. But it's a lot going on, a lot of gentrification going on over there in the Leimert Park area.
Yeah, pull up. If you ain't got nothing else going on, pull up, man, so you can keep us in the of what's going on.
Yeah,
because this is
it's
ridiculous.
a lot. It's heavy. And again, I think that he's showing up because he understands the gentrification that's going on too. He knows what's going on. He's probably walking around really just to check the temperature, of the black people over there and to see what we know. You know what I'm saying?
Who you talking
about? Isaac, the one of the caucus members.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that dude.
Yeah.
And he was the main one that was begging Assailis, please don't do this, and all of that.
Yes,
yeah.
He was the beggar, and that was caught on camera. Please don't do this.
Yes. Man, listen, man. All right, let's go to this right here. And shit, we ain't even gonna get too much out of the main topic that we're supposed to be talking about.
All on the merits. And I want to applaud the head of the Black Caucus, Lori Wilson, who's been spectacular in advancing those bills, their principles, and advancing them in a collaborative spirit.
And he specified, I forgot the name that he just said, but he specified certain people from the caucus that he wanted to big up and all of that, but he didn't say Stephen Bradford. He didn't give no special shout out to Stephen Bradford.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
About those two critical bills that did not make it to your desk.
Well, those bills, you'll have to ask them, the legislature, why those didn't land on my desk.
Yeah, you don't know.
Did you tell the Black Caucus that you would veto the reparations agency and reparations fund?
I didn't talk directly to anyone about that.
That doesn't answer the question.
All right.
They asked them, in case y'all didn't hear, did you tell the Black Caucus that not to send those bills to your desk because they would be vetoed? Well, I didn't talk directly to anyone. That's not an answer.
That's the question. Yes or no?
Right. Just because you didn't talk to anyone directly, did you get that message to them?
Right.
We know you did. That's the reason why they crashed out like that. Because why would they go through all of this? It passed every session that it needed to pass to get to that point in the first place. Not one person amended anything. It didn't get blocked nowhere along the way. And right when it get down on the and is what do you call it in football? When you right there on the goal line. I forgot what you call it.
You know, I don't know.
I ain't no football watcher like that, but whatever they call it, when you right there on the goal line and you just got a couple inches to go before you get a touchdown, you got a couple inches to get that touchdown.
Interception.
That's where it was at. Stop.
What at?
She said
Interception.
Fourth and inches. That's what they be saying. It's fourth and inches. All you got to do is get it right across the goal line, and they crashed out.
Because
they crashed out.
And only they crashed out because of Massa. Because Massa had no intentions. He bullshitted the California reparations folk task force up until this point. Literally, he's been gaslighting up until this point.
Let me try to get through this. We wasted half the show talking about DJ Quick. So
those two bills, as it relates to the process of how bills are done broadly in the state, there's a collaborative process. People ask our opinions. Are there concerns? Issues that have dollar figures are consistently marked. Consistently. If it wasn't done on the budget, that's going to be a challenge. There's always exceptions to that, but that's going to be a challenge. And that was a product unfolded over the course, as I said, of months, particularly as it relates to the reparations package in partnership with the Black Caucus. And there was no daylight with Lori Wilson and the Black Caucus as it relates to the work that we did collaboratively together. And let me just, on a personal note, and forgive me about this, she did not deserve to be attacked like she was attacked.
Yes, she did.
Members of the Black Caucus did not deserve to be attacked in their integrity.
How you gonna tell us who deserve what?
How to feel.
How you gonna tell us how we supposed to deal with our traitors?
Right.
And to a certain degree, I would agree with him, because the majority of the smoke should be for you, Gavin Newsom.
I agree.
We do gotta deal with the flunkies as well, but the majority of the smoke should be for you. You should be taking the smoke. You know what I'm saying? But since they want to be shields for you, they gonna get it too.
Right. And that little bit that he did right there, that was just his little pat on the head saying, job well done, puppy.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly what that was.
That's all that was.
Let me see what you're talking about. It says Senate Bill 1050 equals land taken by a government that was racially motivated be returned. Don't specify Black Americans. So that was one of the bills that actually landed on his desk, talking about land being taken by the government, but it doesn't specify Black Americans. Okay. I would have to look at that bill to see what that's about. Senate Bill 1050. Look at that bill to see what that's about. But okay, good looking. So anyway, man, let's get into this main topic. DJ Quick, that was the main topic today. Should DJ Quick, the title and the thumbnail should have been, should Kendrick Lamar bring out DJ Quick at the Super Bowl? That was the main topic for today's broadcast.
Yes.
But now we're talking about, are the migrants here to replace Black Americans?
Yep.
And that's the plan of the Democrats. You know, that's the Democratic strategy. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, in case y'all didn't know, just real quick, I ain't gonna get all into it, but just to let the family know, in case y'all didn't know, that tether down there in Virginia, the lieutenant governor down there in Virginia,
up for re-election.
Winsome Sears. Yeah, she's running for governor now.
No.
She's running for governor. So our people down there in Virginia, just be on notice. That is a non-FBA tether, and
Right.
she's against reparations. She said we need to move past slavery and all type of egregious statements that she made. She's a black Republican down there in Virginia. She's lieutenant governor now, and she's about to run for governor. So FBA family down there in Virginia, y'all know what y'all need to do.
Right. Isn't she also the same person who told us to get over slavery, but also said we need to remember the Holocaust at the same time? Remember that?
Right. Right.
Like, why we
Right.
gotta forget
And they
and
forced
they
her,
know.
and they forced her to apologize for misgendering one of the trans officials down there. They were at one of the meetings or town halls or whatever it was, and there was a trans individual there that she referred to as sir, and they went on recess and all of that. They stopped the session in the middle of the session and came back and made her apologize and all of that stuff too. So she's apologetic to everybody else's community except ours.
Right. But I guarantee you she's gonna run on her melanin, right, to try to get the black vote out there in Virginia, because white folks ain't thinking about her ass.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. All right. So every week we talk about this migrant situation, all this stuff that's going on in Chicago, New York, Colorado, all of these different places around. This egregious stuff that we're seeing. These migrants being flooded into our communities. They're being funded. They're being subsidized. We just recently seen a news report about this one Venezuelan family out in Chicago that just got their home and all of that, just moved into their new home. Do we have that video?
I think it's on your timeline.
I don't see that video.
Let me put it on there.
I posted it?
Yes, you did.
I think I did post it.
You sure did.
All right. All right, cool. Let me go there then. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah. Okay. Let me show y'all this story right here. And make sure y'all following me, by the way. I'm at Sincere Love the God on Instagram and all social media platforms, by the way. Y'all make sure y'all following me.
It was a homecoming they had only dreamed of until today. Today, the Gomez family officially welcomed friends to their new home in North Austin.
Fair use, by the way, fair use.
Gabriel Gomez tells us it's his dream. This is what he wanted for his children. It is the first home for this family of four, and it is the first time they have lived in anything bigger than one bedroom for 8 years. Eyuveles Rengal says they are very happy, and this is an important step for their family. Originally from Venezuela, they worked and worked in food service as an auto mechanic, delivering food, factory work.
And so you see, not only do they have the democratic political structure, going out their way to help these people out, but they have the media as well. They on here talking about, they work so hard, and, trying to paint this picture of how deserving they are. And this is the American dream, and everybody should be happy and celebrating this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we don't work hard.
Right.
Like we not hard workers out here. Like we ain't out here. We the only ones that never seen a piece of the American dream.
Ever.
The American dream is off of our backs.
Right. Our nightmare.
Everybody else gets the American dream off of our nightmare.
When they first arrived in Chicago in 2022 as new arrivals, they landed at Grace and Peace Church. This home is the first of 4 distressed West Side homes the church bought, rehabbed, and sold.
We met them at the bus, and they were so distressed, and worked through a whole process with them. And now they're stabilizing their home. It's all.
They get walked through the entire process as soon as they get off the bus.
Yes.
Now, some people trying to say, well, that's the church. Why are you mad at the Democrats? That's the church.
Because they get funded.
Who you think incentivizing the church?
Right.
Who you think incentivizing the church, and who put together? Right, and who put together the program that the church is walking them through? Who created the process that the church is walking them through when they get here? So we deal with the root of the problem. You know, we're gonna talk about some of the symptoms and all of that as well, but we're gonna deal with the root of the problem. And this is Chicago, Democrat from top to bottom.
And Chicago,
you know what I'm saying?
Tired. Chicago is
Oh,
tired. Chicago, Chicago is going in. At this point, they are tired. And I'm not mad at them. And I'm happy to see them showing up in large numbers in force, letting them know what their grievances are, that they're pissed off, they're mad as hell and they ain't taking it no more. I'm glad to see Chicago stand up in the way that they have. It's inspiring to me.
Food workers, not even professionals like doctors, lawyers, fucking food workers. Right.
And maids.
Man. Egregious. Let's go.
Awesome.
With all of their savings, programs to assist first-time home buyers, and an individual taxpayer identification number, the Gomez family.
Individual tax identification numbers. The church ain't give you that.
Nope.
You can't go to the church and get that.
No, the government gave you that.
Government programs. Taxpayers paying for these programs. You know what I'm saying? They making sure that you got the proper paperwork, making sure you got the proper identification that you need, walking you through the process to get you into a new home. And you got black people on the streets.
Right. And remember, a few broadcasts back, we went onto the government website and they were freezing the credit reporting for migrants, so they're not negatively hitting, getting negative impacts on their credit, so they can, fast route them into home ownership and other things. We're late. They can't wait to report it, to impact your credit score. But with them, they were freezing late credit reporting and things like that so that it would not impact them negatively. We're talking about migrants or, aliens.
Right. Right. Look, man, we got to have, at least a 700 credit score, 750 credit score, somewhere around there. You got to have credit history.
Right.
You got to have collateral. You know what I'm saying? Down payment.
You on your job 3 years with 3 years worth of tax returns.
And that's just to get an apartment. By the way.
And make 3 times the rent. Don't forget that.
Right. You got to have all that just to get a goddamn apartment. Man. And so we're going to get into why they're doing all of this in just a second. We already know what they're doing. Right. You know what I'm saying? But we're talking about, are the migrants here to replace us? And like I said, that is the diabolical, and the diabolical means devilish. That is the diabolical plan of the Democrats, ladies and gentlemen. And so we're going to get into the why they fast tracking these people, why they're funding these people and subsidizing these people.
They made their dreams come true. Rencal says, really now is the American dream.
We did it. We did it, Joe.
Boom.
That hurts me.
Right. So let me show y'all a couple of things. And by the way, make sure y'all hit the like button and all of that YouTube stuff as I'm going back to my materials here. Let me show y'all a couple of things. First of all, always got to remind y'all of this right here. Always got to remind y'all of this one. Let me pull this up. Probably the sound is probably going to go out because now this is opening up another tab. So hopefully I don't lose audio, but if you do, I'll just have to refresh real quick. But let me see if I can share this with y'all without losing my audio. Looked like I didn't lose my audio. Uh-oh. Okay, StreamYard. Y'all can still hear, right?
We're fine.
Nicely.
But yep. All kidding aside.
Can you hear it?
Yep.
Can you hear the video?
Yeah.
All right, good. Good. So we always got to remind you of this. When Joe Biden was on this Zoom call with these Boule Negroes, remember what he had to say. Listen.
But all kidding aside, I've known you my whole life, most of you. I've worked with you my whole life, most of you. I've been around doing this for a long time. I don't always get it right, but I always take responsibility. My overarching objective, if we cannot make significant progress on racial equity, this country is doomed.
Why is it doomed, Joe?
It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. Hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics.
Oh, let me bring that back. What'd you say, Joe? Why is the country doomed?
But because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. Hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics.
One more again. Say that one more again.
This country is going to be minority white European. Hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics.
He told us, didn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely told
make
them.
up a larger portion.
They got their marching orders because that's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what the California Legislative Black Caucus did, and the Congressional Coon Caucus, and the rest of them. They got their marching orders on that day, and from that day forward, actually before that, but they really got their marching orders, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Listen, man. This is the root. What Joe Biden just told you was the root cause for this so-called migrant crisis, this manufactured migrant crisis. They understand that white birth rates are at an all-time low, not just in America, across the world, really. But here in America, the white birth rates, when he's talking about not being able to replace the birth rates, he's talking about white people. He's talking about the country is going to be minority white European, and you guys are going to have to start learning how to work with the Hispanics. So the Hispanics are on probation to be the new white supremacists.
Right.
And so they flooded them over here so that they can have the numbers. He said they make up more numbers than you guys.
Right.
It was a lie. We talk about how that's a lie because really they're not all one group.
Right.
Venezuelans ain't the same as Mexicans.
No.
Puerto Ricans ain't the same as Cubans.
Nope.
You know, it's Latino, Hispanic lie. They're not one group. Foundational Black Americans are one group. I don't care if you're from Louisiana. I don't care if you're from New York. I don't care if you're from Cleveland. I don't care if you're from Compton. We all are one ethnic group. All of these different Latinos and Hispanics that they're talking about do not belong to the same ethnic group.
Nope.
They all have their own individual ethnic groups. And so when you break them up and disaggregate them into their own little ethnic groups, they don't make up more numbers than we do.
Yeah, but he ain't worried about that. All he's worried about is them coming to shit on us. That's it.
Right.
That's all. You know,
right.
He ain't worried about all that.
But the thing is this. The thing is for them to assimilate and let go of all of their little necessity, their little ethnicities, and become white.
Right.
You know, they have programs and all of that set up for that when they get here and all of that. That's what the New Americans Act was about. And we're going to get into that in a second. What Barack Obama signed, the New Americans Act and all of that. They put money and resources behind getting these people assimilated into whiteness. So let's go to that real quick. Let's go to that New American bill that was signed by Barack Hussein Obama. Is this it right here? No. Yep. I'll get to that one.
It's right above. Yeah, it's only like 4 or 5 up.
I got it. So White House Task Force, and this is on in the White House archives or on obamawhitehouse.archives.gov. So White House Task Force on New Americans. And you can read it in Spanish if you want to too, by the way. So welcoming immigrants and refugees from around the world. Quote, the basic idea of welcoming immigrants to our shores is central to our way of life. It is in our DNA. We believe our diversity, our differences, when joined together by a common set of ideals, makes us stronger, makes us more creative, makes us different. From all these different strands, we make something new here in America, unquote, President Barack Obama, 2014. So it goes on to say, our proud tradition of continually welcoming immigrants and refugees from around the world is part of what makes America exceptional. We're bound together by the power of a simple idea that everyone willing to work hard and play by the rules is welcome. But these people coming over here legally ain't playing by the rules.
Heck no, you see what they doing?
They ain't playing. They ain't playing by the rules.
Illegally.
Yeah, it's illegal for them to come here.
Right.
That's against the rules right there.
Right. Committing a crime.
And everywhere they go, there's an uptick in crime. So not only they break the law to get here, they get over here and they start committing more crimes. I digress. It says, on November 21st, 2014, the president established the White House Task Force on New Americans, a government-wide effort tasked with better integrating immigrants and refugees into American communities. Better integrating immigrants and refugees into American communities. Want to get more details about the task force recommendations? Read the strategic action plan here. I'm not going to get into that right now, but it says, in 2015, the task force has been busy implementing recommended actions and highlighting local models of success. Here's what it has accomplished so far. And so beginning in 2015, this is what they had accomplished. And I don't know what's the date on this. I don't know what's the date that this was written. But these are the accomplishments that they were boasting about up to whatever point starting in 2015. They spearheaded the Building Welcoming Communities campaign, the BWCC, Building Welcoming Communities campaign, to encourage local efforts with 47 communities signed on to date. So that means they go to local communities, they go to the local government officials, they go to the churches, they go to nonprofit organizations and so on and so forth, and they incentivize them to create these sanctuary cities and sanctuary areas to welcome the immigrants to come there. They magnetize these communities for immigrants to come there. These immigrants are not just ending up in these cities haphazardly, right? So number two, they launched the Stand Together Citizenship Awareness Campaign to reach 8.8 million lawful permanent residents eligible to apply for citizenship. They named Presidential Ambassador for Citizenship and Naturalization to harness the stories of prominent new Americans. Listen to this. This is what we're talking about. This is where the media comes into play. To harness the stories of prominent new Americans and U.S.-born individuals, anchor babies, with immigrant roots to promote naturalization, bolster integration initiatives, and increase awareness of rich contributions of new Americans. So that's what that story that we just looked at is about. It's about painting that picture that America is better off when we welcome these migrants over here. We're better off with these people. They're such hard workers and da-da-da-da. Right? This is why we hear fake statistics about, or I should say manipulated statistics about the immigrants are most likely to start a business. They're more likely than, us native citizens are to start a business, and all of these other stuff that they say, how America benefits from immigration.
Right.
But the part that they leave out, is that these people are being funded and assisted to start these businesses, number one, and they're not being undermined or sabotaged when they try to go into business, number two. Those are the parts that they leave out. That all of this so-called progress that they make when they get here is from free, unearned benefits.
That's it. That they send, and they send billions back to their country annually.
The migrants do that.
Yeah.
But also our government goes into these other countries and incentivizes the immigrants to come over here. Our government goes into the Venezuelas and all of these places and creates the situations for them to have to leave in the first place. Number one, destabilizing their communities and all of that, messing up their economy and all of that. But they also create these pathways and these gateways and all of that to fast track them over the border. All of it is systematic from top to bottom. Number 3, I think I was on. Yeah. They committed 150 welcoming communities, American Corps members to nearly 100 communities. So they committed 150 Corps members to 100 communities. They also launched Made It in America initiative to promote entrepreneurship and help more than 80 SBA 101 classes for immigrant refugees. So they're giving them business classes when they get here.
Yeah. They said
Small business 101 classes.
Majority of the SBC loans during COVID were to Hispanic businesses. They got more money than anybody.
And lastly, they supported 5 communities. Excuse me. They supported 5 communities seeking to strengthen integration and local networks through adult education providers. So they teaching them how to speak English and all of that. You know, they giving them, if they don't got no education, they get the GED, they can get a little associate's degree. You know, they cleaning these people up, putting them on game. They're assimilating them to become the new whites. That's what
and also to get in office.
Joe Biden was talking about.
Yeah, and also to get in office. They're gonna be running for senators and Senate seats and shit. You know, help to change laws for their people.
That part right there. Right. So and that's exactly what not Obama. That's exactly what Biden was referring to on that Zoom call. On that Zoom call. It was already in play since the Obama administration. It was already in play. Probably before that. But just based on, you know, that new American plan, that came under Obama.
So what do they think Kamala's gonna do? What do they people think she's put in place to do? Finish the job. It's sad.
I'm letting this commercial play. You saying something?
I don't see a commercial.
I'm trying to let this commercial pass so I can show y'all this. Hopefully I don't lose my audio again. We've been going smooth so far today.
It has
been going pretty smooth so far today.
There you go. It's coming up.
So
it's not up. There we go.
Okay. And so this is Senator Chuck Schumer a while back.
Right.
Fair use, by the way. Fair use, by the way. Talking about amnesty for undocumented immigrants is the solution to U.S. birth rate decline, aka white birth rate decline.
But wait, I thought that they needed to control population. So which one is it? Is that I get confused.
Well, understand. The population control is for non-whites.
Right, of course.
So what they're doing is tailoring the population.
Mm-hmm.
They're tailoring the population. It's a eugenics program. You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep the melanated, not just FBA, but the melanated numbers at bay.
Right.
And subsidizing the white numbers by assimilating these almost white people into whiteness. The Latinos, the Asians, the Arabs. You know what I'm saying? Whoever they could make white are white enough.
Kamala.
But listen to Chuck Schumer. This is the play, family. The question is, are the migrants here to replace us? The answer is yes, and here's why.
We're short of workers. We have a population that is not reproducing it on its own with the same level as if we welcome and embrace immigrants, the dreamers, and all of them, because our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented there are here.
That was y'all heard it.
That was Chuck Schumer.
Right.
That was Chuck Schumer. Listen, we have a shortage of workers, and our birth rates are on decline. ain't no shortage of workers, by the way.
No.
How about those black jobs?
Right.
You know, the black unemployment line is still long.
Right. There's a shortage of black opportunity for these jobs.
Right.
That's it. You know, out here, I don't know if it happens out there, but if you look, just go on Indeed or something like that and just put in any job, put Los Angeles, California, and most of them will say bilingual preferred, Spanish bilingual preferred.
Yep. And you're right, Lady E. You're right. Reagan was talking about this in his last speech. Yeah, I just seen a thing where Nancy Pelosi brought that up. Something I seen recently, and she brought that up. Yeah, Reagan, you know, even the Republicans, they agree with us on this because Reagan, you know, he said this in his last speech and all of that. Yeah, they play hot potato, you know, the Republicans and the Democrats, they play hot potato with the migrant issue, but they're both in cahoots, and on neither one of them really want to stop the immigration thing.
No,
they both benefit from it one way or another. You know what I'm saying? They do the bad cop, good cop thing. The new whites, exactly. So yeah, the question are they actually they're not here to replace us. They here to subsidize them.
Right.
They here to subsidize them and replace them as the overclass.
Right.
That's what that's about.
Well, did you guys also see that mixer in Poland with the white women and black men? This just ties into, this is a global situation. Globally, they're trying to, you know, reproduce some babies all over the world. Even China. Wasn't it China as well? Remember, they were paying, I think, up to $70,000 for the Africans over there to reproduce with the Asian women there. I believe that was China.
I believe Japan.
But one of them.
Mistaken. I believe it was Japan.
They were paying up to $70,000. Look at this.
Does this have music? I'm a mute it.
I don't remember.
I'm a mute it. I ain't gonna play it because I think it got music on it.
No, it's a guy talking.
But yeah, this is a mixer out there. Let me see real quick.
Well, Poland went above and beyond and actually threw a mixer where black men.
They got the music playing. But yeah, this is a mixer out there in Poland. Allegedly, that's what this video is that we looking at. Where they trying to hook these white girls up with some melanin so they can start reproducing some babies. They ain't having enough babies out there. And this is why you see in the media, you know, for quite some time now, they always promoting all these interracial babies and these interracial couples and all of that on all of the billboard advertisements and stuff like that. You see that? We've been seeing that for a while now.
Yeah, the commercials.
You know what I'm saying? And we're not, we're not the ones that's in these boardrooms making these decisions. You know what I'm saying? Creating these images and all of that stuff. And so, you know, they do everything scientifically and they do it for a specific reason and a specific aim. You know what I mean? And so right now it's about what Dr. Francis Cress Welsing has always taught us, genetic survival and fear of genetic annihilation. You know what I mean?
Whoa. Breaking news.
What's going on?
This is being reported on Twitter from someone named Mario Northall, it says illegal immigrant to plead guilty to stealing U.S. citizens' identity to vote in elections. Angelica Maria Francisco, 42, has reached a plea agreement with the Department of Justice admitting to stealing a U.S. citizen's identity to illegally vote in multiple elections and obtain a passport. Francisco, who used the stolen identity to vote in Alabama's 2016 and 2020 elections, will plead guilty on multiple charges, including aggravated theft, identity theft. So, breaking
Mm,
news. Mm,
mm,
mm.
mm. And
And this is on
I wonder who it for.
justice.gov, by the way. So this is on the United States Attorney's Office for Northern District of Alabama, and it is dated Thursday, September 5th, 2024.
And I wonder who they voted for.
Interesting.
Mm.
Hmm.
Right, James. Our birth rates are down, but they still pushing abortion on us. Right.
Right. I'm going to put this into the materials just so anyone doubting, what we're saying, because unfortunately, we know not, the people that supports Godcast, but anyone that looks at this on the playback, what I'm saying? Sometimes, we get a couple of Democratic shields, in the comments once in a while and think we're just making up stuff. What is it? The misinformation people? It's right here.
Yeah, malinformation,
Yeah,
misinformation,
right.
malinformation. They be
Yeah.
making up words to say we lying.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
yeah, y'all could look it up. That's justice.gov. Where is it? Damn. Okay. Justice.gov. Undocumented individual charged in connection with voting fraud and passport fraud. Y'all could go
Right.
look that up.
Hmm. We ain't got a lot, Craig.
Right. But we got to get up out of here. You gonna go to that town hall?
Yeah. I think we're gonna go. Some folk and we're gonna pull up because we want to know, one,
Nice. You
what's
got that.
being
Nice. You got
talked
a date.
about. Make sure everybody is remaining on code because, and that's what I was talking to another dude out there, the one that said he was native or whatever, and he was like, "We need a leader and we need somebody out here to do that." I said, "No, we need codification. That's all we need. If everybody
See?
get on code, we're not putting anyone, on the forefront to be a leader. All we have to do is get codified. That's it. That's all. Why is it that we're always looking for this, magic Negro? You know what I'm saying? All we have to do is get codified, and that's it. Which we sat there and went back and forth probably 45 minutes because he was still trying to push his point, but I had to stand on business. No, we just need a code. That's it.
Yes, indeed. And that's facts. That is facts, ladies and gentlemen. These are the facts.
Mhm.
These are the facts. But we appreciate y'all rocking with us once again on another Sunday. Shout out to everybody that pulled up on us. Mr. James Smith. Speaking of James Smith, did y'all hear LL's new album? LL dropped a new album last Friday. I only listened to it one time, so I'm not going to judge it. I don't have a judgment for it. But y'all go check out LL's new joint. A lot of the OGs and legends is dropping new music. And so, shout out to that. First time we really seeing this in hip hop. People with this much longevity still out here doing their thing and all of that. So shout out to that. But yeah, your name reminded me of that. Shout out to Lady E. Shout out to Real Reality Productions in the building. Always showing love. Appreciate that. And once again, for those of y'all that wanted to contribute today to today's broadcast, the Zelle, we don't have Cash App, so the Zelle is godcastenterprises@gmail.com. godcastenterprises@gmail.com. Appreciate each and every one of y'all who support us. Shout out to PD that remains, Bunker TV, all y'all, man. My brother Breeze Omega in the building. You know what I mean? Shout out to the family, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in. My brother Ish, as always. Appreciate y'all. But that does it for today's episode of Sincere Love the Godcast.
Don't forget us Wednesday. Don't forget us Wednesday. You know, we have another episode of the Black Business Showcase this Wednesday. We do have, I think we rescheduled him about 3-4 times, but Omar Tyrese is finally coming back to the Godcast. We're going to do the rewind, the remix. He is this week. And yeah, special one the following week. I don't know when we'll do the announcement for that, but that's all of them are huge, but this is really huge. So yeah, make sure you guys are tapped in with both Sincere and I. You can follow Sincere on all social media platforms at Sincere Love the God. You can, of course, follow me on Instagram at NicetyGirl with the number 1 and without the number 1 on X, formerly known as Twitter.
But you know what, though? I kind of do want to throw that out there so people can start getting.
I know. Let's get ready. You ready? I'm excited.
For those of y'all that don't know, there's a new documentary film coming out about our master teacher, Dr. Claude Anderson. Powernomics film. I want y'all to go on Instagram and follow Powernomics official. Is it Powernomics official film? Yes, at Powernomics official film on Instagram. Follow that page at Powernomics official film on Instagram. And so we have the filmmaker, our brother Justin Irvin, is going to be a guest on the Black Business Showcase, not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday.
Yes.
Not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. We're going to have Justin Irvin, the brother who is working on what I call the most anticipated film of our time.
Right.
Full documentary on Dr. Claude Anderson. Powernomics official film at a Powernomics official film on Instagram. Everybody follow that page and y'all stay tuned for that episode of the Black Showcase. That's going to be a hot one. Y'all definitely not going to want that one. Shout out to Justin Irvin. By the way, of course they got Dr. Anderson himself is in the film. I believe his wife is one of the speakers in the film. If I'm not mistaken.
Too, I believe.
Vicky Dillard, shout out to Vicky Dillard. She's in the film. I think Dr. Boyce is in the film. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is going to be a good one. So y'all stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So we up out of here, family. But just always remember, we are not the master teachers. Dr. Claude Anderson is the master teacher. We are only the master students and signal boosters for the voices of the new Black media. We up out of here, man. Peace and Black love.
Yeah, like that. Let's see what's in the God's mind. Listen.